Oh, whoops, we got to go back here. You know how to work Facebook Live. Excuse me, YouTube Live. Excuse me. What's up, Craig?
Buy through Facebook, not YouTube.
No, buy through YouTube. Here's the thing. So you guys should be watching my YouTube videos. And if you buy through, if you just click on our site through my YouTube links, people will be like, my higher ups will be like, yo, that guy is getting a lot of hits. And then I'll be able to do cooler projects. If you go through whatever he's peddling, you guys.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And Instagram. Not Instagram stories, just Instagram.
Post more spicy memes. What would you guys rather have? Spicy memes or badass builds?
Memes make money.
That's not true.
I'm just kidding. Really any meme that I've posted has like really done nothing for us.
Anyway, well, it's a good thing because we have like 0 views on YouTube, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
What's up, Craig?
This is a successful day already.
Very successful. Anyway, let's get right down to business. We have to go through, sales and stuff like that. So right now, White Line 25% off. Their springs, sway bars, Grip Series 1 kits, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Auto Style 25% off, and that's about it. Oh yeah.
And people have been asking, and I've had permission that I can say something.
What?
We may or may not be doing something, so you should sign up for our email list this weekend.
Oh, I get it, because it's Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day.
We may or may not. So
wink, wink. We may or may not. But if you sign up for an email list, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you may get an email from us.
Or it just may be a picture of Rick giving you the middle finger. Either or, it's still a present.
You never know. You never know. So yeah, that's a good rule of thought. What's up, Daniel from the YouTubes? Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, so join up for our email list if you guys want some special deals. No, wait, I didn't say that. Sales. No, I didn't say that either. If you guys just want some cool
parts,
cool emails from us, you should sign up for our email list. Did we ever send out that stupid, like, we've updated our terms of service?
Ooh, we should.
I wonder if we have. Did you? That's, I guess, a good question for. No, I'm subscribed to our email list. I would have gotten it. Yeah, because I swear every other email I get is like, I open up my email. It's like, you have like 35 new emails. I'm like, wow, I am really popular. And like, it's from like the sites I joined back in like 2003.
Like that's still around?
Yeah. And it's like, we've updated our terms of service. I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me unsubscribe.
Well, it's like a funny thing on Reddit. Someone was talking about, I've opened up my bag of chips today and said, let us tell you about our updated privacy policy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate right now.
Anyway, friends. Okay, here's the thing. It's Friday. Ask us anything you guys want at all.
No, I'm going to stop you right here.
You never do
because we had big news announced yesterday from Subaru of America.
Yeah.
5 more horsepower on the STI.
But yeah, thanks, Subaru. You guys are doing. You know what's funny is I drove so we got a new shop car. I'll call it a shop car, a Volkswagen GTI. GTI with the Das ist gut Sprechen edition.
What was the one that the commercial, like
Unpimp Your Auto?
Unpimp Your Auto.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we got a GTI.
Okay.
And I was driving that around all day, and I was thinking about this because, like, a stock STI, it's a lot of car for the money, or excuse me, it's a lot of car for what it is, right? Like, you have driver control center differential, proper LSDs front and rear. Really fast steering rack, a good chassis, decent suspension geometry. You get a lot of car, but it's a lot of money. And so after driving this GTI for like half the day today, I kind of like the GTI. Not that I would buy it over a Subaru. I would never do that, but like.
Well, the GTI compares straight to the WRX.
Yeah, and I think it's maybe not more fun. I don't know. They're just two completely different things, but they're both really good daily drivers. But I think if I didn't have to pay for it, like, and all the maintenance was paid for, whatever, like, I think I would do the GTI.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Also because it has a hatchback too.
I like the hatchback. I
love hatches.
Yeah.
Bring it back, Subaru.
Yeah.
We don't want your crappy 310 horsepower. We want a hatchback.
Yeah, I want the Laborde. But if you guys have any questions on like the twin charged WRX that I'm looking at right there, which is why I'm pointing there, let me know. I'm happy to answer questions about it. We've obviously have talked about it a lot here internally, and trying to figure out what the direction we want to go with it, and if we even want to keep it, which I think we do. I think we're gonna keep it, modify it even further, see if we can squeeze more power out of it, go drag racing with it, and then sell it. Because in my not last video, but the video before, I was basically saying like, well, I think we're done with it. We're probably gonna sell it.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it for a few nights, and talked with some of the people here, and I think we might keep it for a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, Lane says, can you reattempt donuts with some less sticky
Dude,
tires?
you've been getting so much crap for that, and people don't understand.
I don't even care. Someone told me, they're like, you suck at driving, give me the car, you make Rally Sport and Subaru look like shit. Yeah. That was like, not an exact quote, but that was pretty
Oh, no, that was actually pretty damn close.
It was pretty close. And so, I actually enjoy the troll comments. I wish more people would troll me, but, whatever. I'm just too good looking, I guess.
Oh, we got a question, Asher. So before you answer it, explain it.
What?
Explain stage 3 before you give them an answer.
Well, I'm going to read the question.
Hey, read the question.
Jeez. You are in some kind of mood today. What are the best mods to increase reliability for a 2005 Forester XT EJ255? Currently stage 2, planning for stage 3. Actually, I don't even know. Everyone's stage 3 is different, so I have no idea what stage 3 you're talking about. Because you can have like Jim Joe, because generally speaking, thanks to CobbTuning.com.
Back in the day, back
when they were actually in Salt Lake City, they kind of came up with the stage 1, stage 2 whole thing. And, essentially stage 1 was like your, you could do like an intake, a catback, and the access port. And then stage 2 was add a downpipe onto that. And that was your stage 2. They never really had a stage 3.
Naziok was the one that started adapting the name.
Yeah, Naziok kind of like took that over, the North America Subaru Impreza Owners Club.com.
Upgrade your turbo, stage 3.
Yeah, so it's like some people say like upgrading your turbo is stage 3. Some people say like going with a, boost controller, TGV deletes, whatever is a stage 3. So it just, stage 3 is very vague. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot of different definitions. However, regardless of whether you're stage 1, 2, 3, 15, 25, I don't care. What stage you're at. There's some general things you can do to increase reliability. Talking about all the things that are critical inside of an engine. So first thing I would do, if let's say I bought a Forester XT that was maroon with
220,000 miles.
220,000. It doesn't matter how many miles. It doesn't matter. Okay. First thing I would do, take out the spark plugs, check them, do a compression check. If you have the tools to do a cylinder leak down test to see if you have, because a compression check can only check so much. A cylinder leak down test will give you a much better idea of the health of the motor and where the leaks, if any, are coming from. Then what I would do, change the oil, do my routine maintenance. If you're getting even close to needing, timing belt, water pump, whatever it might be, just go ahead and refresh the entire front end of the engine and go with quality parts, right? So refresh the front end of the engine. So timing belt, idlers, pulleys, tensioner, water pump. You probably don't have to do an oil pump, but if you've got the funds for it, you might as well. And then I would do fuel. I would make sure that you've got like a fresh fuel pump in there, clean out the injectors or get new injectors, and make sure all the vacuum lines, your turbo inlet. I hate everybody here. Your turbo inlet, you don't have any leaks, right? Because leaks can be dangerous. Just make sure everything's sealed properly, do a boost leak test, do everything you need to do. And that's what I would do. Other than that, I would get a good tune and have fun.
So we actually have a good question over here on YouTube land. Okay. Steve-O. And I actually think this is a good question. I think this is a personal preference question. Okay, they're both comparable.
I'll read it. I want to no, just wait. Trying to decide between Race Comp GT Works coilovers and the BC Racing DR Series coilovers. 2015 daily driver and track. Any input? I personally would go with the Race Comp Bilsteins. That's just my personal preference. You can look up my video on the YouTubes of the GT Works Bilsteins. We put them on a 2015 WRX. I honestly think for a daily driver, like if you daily drive the car at all, those are without a doubt the coilovers to go with, like hands down, period. That's it. Like end of story. They are phenomenal. emphasis on the right? So they really truly are just phenomenal dampers. But they're not going to win you any races out at the track. The BCs will probably be a little bit faster out at the track. But I think for the daily driver aspect, the all-around aspect, the GT Works are by far, hands down, the best. So
yeah, like for me, I like a little bit of a harsher ride, and I do like the BCs a lot. I mean, I've been on BCs for a long time.
I like BCs a lot too. We've run them on a bunch of cars, and and they're not bad daily driver, but just there is a big difference between German coils, like German dampers, and everything else out there. Yeah. A big difference.
Well, because it's a complete, huge refinement of what they actually do.
Derek, best method to swap an STI 6-speed and an 08 Legacy GT. Get an 08 plus 6-speed because of the CAN bus. And honestly, I don't even know. If you were like, what's the best way to swap it in my 03 Legacy GT, I could give you all sorts of information. Your 08 is CAN bus. And when it comes to that, I do your research on the internet. I don't F with CAN bus yet. But I hear rumors that there's companies out there who are figuring it out, and they can do like full swaps with like everything from like OBD1. If you want to swap in a CAN bus motor, everything works. Because CAN bus stands for shit. Ugh. I used to know. It's basically a protocol. So like you have OBD1, which stands for Onboard Diagnostics version 1, right? And that was basically from late 80s to up to, like I even think it's
I type in CAN bus system and it brings up Canadian bus.
Yeah, it stands for Canadian bus. No, CAN bus protocol right there. Oh, you missed it. Anyway.
Whatever.
It's just like the next generation. So what it allows the ECU to do. So before it's like the ECU would send out a signal to an individual sensor.
Controller area network.
Control area network.
Yes.
There you go. It basically allows the ECU to communicate with multiple sensors. Like sensors can talk to each other, right? So you can have a lot more going on inside the car that the ECU can control and take advantage of. So the reason why, for example, like the Focus RS, for example, the reason why that is such a brilliant car is probably due in part largely to the advancements in the ECU, and that has to do with CAN bus. The fact that it can take information from, the yaw, pitch, the roll, steering angle, throttle input, wheel slippage, what the diff is doing, and have all of those kind of talking to each other and figuring out what's the best thing to do. That's at least in my understanding. Now, someone who actually understands CAN bus is probably like, Rick, you're an idiot. That's not how it works at all. But it's just a much more advanced system. However, the problem with CAN bus is, let's say, for example, you unplug a wheel sensor. It's going to freak the CAN bus out. Like everything's going to freak out because it needs that sensor. It thinks it needs that sensor in order to do what it needs to do. Where on an old dumb system, you can unplug a bunch of stuff and it's going to run just fine. You're just going to get a check engine light or an ABS light or something like that. Like the new systems are really fancy. They're really good when they work, but it does make for like swapping stuff a little bit more difficult. So, this is a good one. I asked for this.
Yes.
Kyle says, when are you guys going to take the steam speed turbo off the WRX and replace it with an OEM turbo? I bet you make more power. Honestly, Kyle, you might be right there, buddy. We've talked about it. I've talked to my tuner. The tuner is like, either go OEM or go big, like Precision or Gen 2 Garrett or something like that. He wants to see something like highly efficient because, and I agree with him 100%. It's either OE and just go for like that massive punch. And because the supercharger takes from the top anyway, and the OE turbo is going to die off up top anyway, you might as well focus all that nut punch and power, right down in the low RPM range. And you'd have like a little rocket ship with a ton of torque. Or you go with a really big turbo, a big efficient turbo. And even though you are taking some off the top, you're putting it down low. So it still makes the car drivable outside of the turbo's efficiency range. But then once that turbo kicks in, it takes over. And even though, yes, you're sacrificing 20, 30, maybe even 40 horsepower up top, that big turbo more than makes up for it. And so you can, So as far as when, I don't know. I have no idea. That's something we'll work on later. I think right now the WRX will kind of be on, I don't want to call it the back burner, but we've got other projects that we need to be focusing on.
It'll be on the warmer plate.
It'll be on the warmer plate. It'll be keeping itself nice and warm, ready for us to diddle with it.
So I actually just want to answer this question.
What
would you do to a base stock 2011 Forester manual transmission?
Drive it.
You heard it there, Gavin.
Who is that? Gavin Poquet?
Yeah.
It says, what would you do? How do you pronounce it?
Poquet.
I would guess Puquetti.
Puquetti?
Yeah. What would you do to a base stock 2011 Fozzie? Manual trans as well. Honestly, actually, I probably would do, like if it was me personally, I would probably do basic stuff like short throw shifter bushings make a really big difference. Sway bars, really, really basic stuff unless you wanted to go crazy with it. If it's a turbo Forester, then obviously like an access port, maybe a catback or just like muffler deletes or something, just to give it a little bit more.
Would you lift it or?
I've always wanted to lift.
So you do the Overlander thing?
I don't know, maybe, probably. I like that idea. So McKay says, why is Pumpkin so handsome? Let me answer that. Because Pumpkin is the epitome of male
over dominance?
No, male sexiness. Like, so in the wild, the bear is like an apex predator, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is Pumpkin Bear.
Yeah.
And he is like apex man.
Apex man.
Yeah, the beard, you know,
this kind of works a little bit.
The beard, everything. Any plans on selling front skid plates, front and rear diff, or anything that's got a lifted Subaru? Yes. That's it. Just yes. The problem, Jason Pontiel, is skid plates do not bode well with FedEx, UPS, USPS, DHL, any other shipping company that you can think of. It's like the UPS driver knows, they're like, I bet I should not be bending this. And they're like, I'm going to bend it.
You grab it to the corner of this table and just go, let's see how it works.
Yeah,
Boom.
I'm going to bend it, you know, and that's what happens. So we used to sell a bunch of that kind of stuff way back in the day. And honestly, the hardest thing is just shipping. It's you know, because you have to think, okay, if we ship out, and I don't know the actual statistics, but let's say we ship out 10, you know, 3 of them are going to get bent. That's a lot of pissed off customers. And they think it's easy for them to blame us as opposed to like the shipping company. And then also like for us to then say, okay, well then we're going to package it up really well. That takes a lot of man hours and a lot of materials to make sure that can survive shipping. And then even then, if you do everything you can to package that as well as possible within reason, it's still going to get bent. You've just reduced 1 out of 10 that are going to get bent. So.
Well, like one thing that I have from personal experience when I was the returns manager here was the APR front splitters.
Broken all the time.
Broken, scratched, ripped, like it's half of it's gone and broken off. And you're like, how did the UPS driver open up the package, remove the staples, grab it, get a hacksaw, and just cut it straight down?
Wait, we actually have skid plates? We have skid plates. We have subtle
solution. Yeah, we have the subtle solution ones.
Yeah, so yeah, we do have them. So that's good.
But that was a big problem in the past. Though.
I've seen like entire short blocks like outside of its. I mean, dude, shipping. Like you think in your head that the facilities, these third party UPS, DHL, FedEx, they would take care of stuff. You can write fragile on it. You can do whatever you want to the outside of that. But in reality,
do not bend. This is a diploma.
In reality, imagine they're just dragging it behind their truck. And that's more realistic of how those things get treated between when it leaves you and the person you're selling something to or us to you. Everything just gets beat to crap.
So I'm just going to say one of my favorite returns that I had was a downpipe that was bent in half by UPS, and UPS denied the warranty, denied the damage claim. And it was like,
yeah, no, it's not our fault. Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's just tough. Anyway, what's FMI? Install FMI over bigger turbo. Fuel modulator inputs. No, I would not recommend a fuel modulator input.
Front mount intercooler.
Oh, front mount. Okay. Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
There we go.
I've never heard it referred to as an FMI. I was thinking
I always see the C after.
Yeah, fuel something. Would it be better to install a front mount intercooler over a bigger turbo first? I don't know. Depends on how big a turbo you want. If you're going with a big turbo, then yes, you need a front mount. And you either do it at the same time or install the front mount first. Or if it's like just a one size up turbo, your stock intercooler or just an upgraded top mount will probably be just fine.
Well, because like usually back in the GD days, and even within the GRs, that the STI intercooler could easily handle what 400 horsepower before you had to upgrade it.
Pretty efficient. Yeah. Someone just called me a derp. That's not very nice. Derek says Samco bypass valve hose only sold from the United Kingdom, and shipping is 2 times the cost of the part. They're the only company I found that makes them. Any suggestions where to look? What car do you have? We sell a lot of bypass valve hoses. Yeah. Unless you've got like a version 1 or 2 STI or something, and then it's I guess it's kind of integrated.
2008 Legacy.
Oh, call us up.
Yeah,
we can get Samco.
We got Samco.
Yeah, we can probably get one for you. Okay, let's talk new Subaru STI that just came out, because everyone thought that it would be FA24, and those people are idiots.
Yeah.
This year, anyway. They're not idiots for thinking that it's going to be that in the future.
2020 will be the soonest body revision.
But when I see people are like, oh, what? I thought Subaru said that they were going to come out with the new engine this year. And it's like, you're an idiot, sir. But Subaru blessed us with 5 extra horsepower.
Woo!
Pumpkin, tell them what they did.
Guess what? The Type RA that got the upgraded intake system, a high flow exhaust, a retuned ECU, a shorter third gear. You just get that now.
Yeah, you basically get the Type R without like the carbon roof, the badges,
all the cool parts,
all the other cool little accessories.
The only thing that's cool is that there will be a WRX limited edition. There's going to be in like a gray kind of like, and I think it's going to be a matte color, and that will come standard with the Subaru Eyesight, and it will also come standard with the Recaros.
Oh, that's pretty dope. No, I'm stoked that Subaru's at least given us a little bit more power, but of course you always wish for more. I mean, like the way I look at it is Ford comes out of nowhere essentially, and they're like, Focus RS, bam, in your face, Subaru.
350.
Yeah, and then Subaru's like, 5. we got 5. You know, it's a bump. It's still a bump.
Oh, and upgraded internal. So I'm not sure pistons, what that really means.
Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they're forged or something.
But this also what someone was saying too, and I think I'm hoping for this is that this is probably going to be the last hurrah for the EJ257. So they finally gave it a little more power, even though stage 2 has been running fine for like hundreds and thousands.
Yeah, that's the one thing that bums me out is you run stage 2 and you gain like 15 horsepower.
Yeah,
it's really not much. Where it's like you get a German car and you put on just a tune.
There's a tune and like a downpipe, and it's like, congratulations, you just went up 130 horsepower.
Yeah, it's insane. I wish Subarus were back to that. Like 06 WRX, 06, 07.
Oh, yeah.
Drive a stock 06, 07 WRX and install just an access port, and it is
just a stage 1 access port reflash.
It is literally a night and day difference. Night and day difference. And then you get a 2015 plus. Doesn't matter, WRX or STI, you install an access port and you're like, oh,
okay,
there's a little bit more power here. Yeah, I can feel it.
Well, like even in my automatic 04. Oh, is he in?
Welcome.
He joined.
He did join.
Good. Now we got some important questions to ask him.
No, we don't. I can't ask him on live TV. This is all secret stuff.
Ooh, secret stuff?
Yeah.
Top secret? Alex, is that what the FBI van was doing, driving past our work earlier?
Alex, I'm sorry you called me earlier. I was out reviewing a Volkswagen Golf GTI Type S. Wait, I don't know what the Type S means. It's just S, which is base model, right?
Scheiße.
Yeah. How much horsepower can a stock block handle in an STI? It depends. It very, very, very much depends. There are people who blow up their STIs bone stock, and then there are people you see are like 500 horsepower.
Yeah, I've seen that, and like I've seen people reliably for lots of mileage is to put a meth injection system and run around about 380, 400.
Yeah,
and be fine.
Just get a good tune. I think tune is
get a good tuner. That's the thing.
Get a good tuner. I think tune is always like one of the best things you can do as far as keeping things reliable. And I guess that's it. Now that Alex joined. Alex is our tuner who tuned the twin charge WRX. He does a killer job. Owns Ignition Logic in what would you call it? North Salt Lake. Really phenomenal. But one interesting thing is a lot of comments on the video are like, take it to my tuner. He's way better. He could get you 3. And I'm sure, Alex, maybe you can comment on this. I'm sure you could have gotten us 300 horsepower if you really wanted to. But I didn't say.
Put it on the ragged edge.
Right. I never said that. I'm like, just make it reliable. Make it safe, fun, reliable, and we'll go.
Make it so we can beat on it, and it's totally fine.
I mean, I'm sure we could have squeezed out more power out of that. But
well, and then also it goes into the whole other thing too, is that elevation difference. Someone's all, hey, bring it to my tuner, I'll get you more. You're like, yeah, because you're at 50 feet, like sea level.
Yeah. Yeah. Secret Asian Max. You have an awesome name. Does Utah have 93 octane gas? No. We get
91, and it's all strictly because of elevation.
Yeah, we get 91 only. But we do have a local gas station right down the street that I can get, 5-gallon or 55-gallon barrels of whatever I want. E85R, 100 octane, methanol. I mean, I think they sell everything under the sun.
Everything except for plain ethanol, plain E85.
Yeah, they don't sell just plain E85. You have to get E85R, which is like, instead of like pump fuel being mixed with ethanol to bring the content down to 85, it's mixed with race fuel. So you get an even higher octane. Derek says, Mike at GST Motorsports is good if you need a tune. Dude, GST is amazing. Awesome. I've loved following their GC build. In fact, when they were here, I remember we bent over backwards to get them a Stop Tech caliper because we were all out at the Time Attack.
Yeah.
I think it was when Redline ran it or Global. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And this was like when they were first getting their L competitive, and they were running Stop Tech brakes, and I think one of the calipers cracked, if I remember correctly. Like something really bad happened, and we drove from Tooele to Draper, and I know that probably doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but it's like, what is that, 100 miles maybe? No.
It's about 80 miles.
80 miles.
Maybe.
To go grab a Stop Tech caliper off our shelf and go back so that they could finish the race. But they're good guys. GST is really good people.
Good question from Juan.
I love GST. What?
Juan, can I put a blow valve on my STI stock because I will like more sound?
Yes.
Yes,
do it. Absolutely. Just go like 50-50 or something and get a good quality blow valve.
That's why Secret Asian Max was asking.
Why?
Because he's moving to Utah soon from Florida, running flex fuel now, and just wanting to know.
Oh, okay. So Secret Asian Max. E85 is not very readily available here.
There's only one station.
In Orem, which is north.
No, it's south.
South, I said. You must have misheard me.
Right? It's weird.
My sense of direction is really, if I was in the Army, they would kick me out.
Yeah, there's only one pump that has E85. So if you're down in the southern Salt Lake Valley or northern Happy Valley, Utah Valley, you should be okay.
So I'll have you know, and someone's like in the comment, they're like, Rick, you need a pillow.
Oh, I saw this.
Okay, and Ryan says, Rick, I'm here for the pillow sponsorship. So Ryan, let's talk. What kind of pillows you got?
Yeah, what pillows you got, man?
Dude, I will sell out for a nice pillow. I will, in every single video, I will just have it, like I'll get a special belt and I will wear it in every single video. So as soon as any car I sit in, I'm instantly like, 2 inches higher. And then people won't make fun of me. Totally worth it. I'll get a tattoo, Ryan's pillow on my forehead. Megan says, why is Rick always so happy? Is it the fact that he just drove over a German car and realizes they're far superior? No. I'm just a happy guy. I really am just a happy guy.
You're genuinely happy. You mauled me with your happiness today, and it made me angry, and that's why I'm the way I am right now.
What's up? My happiness has the opposite effect on other people.
Yeah, because you come over and look for what we have. You're like, well, that's interesting.
Luis says, can I run no blow-off valve on my ST? Absolutely. A lot of people, it was actually I think really popular in Japan back in the day to run no blow-off valve. You'll get compressor surge like a mother, but as long as you don't mind that. And
replacing turbos.
Yeah, but that's a weird thing is I've seen people run no blow-off valve and, granted it's like long-term testing. We don't have any data on it, but it's like they'll run no blow-off valve for a few years and
be fine.
Yeah, they're fine. It can't be easy on a turbo. And I wish Marty with Turbo Smart was here because I'm sure he would explain it better. But basically what happens is imagine you have a force, right? And your lungs, you're pushing, right? And then Never mind. That's a really dumb analogy.
Don't keep going. You started.
No.
You got to finish it. You better deliver this analogy.
is being revved up, spooled up by the engine exhaust gases, right? So you're flooring it. Your turbo spins up fast. It pumps a lot of air. It produces, there's a resistance in the engine or in like the throttle body or whatever it might be. It produces a pressure, right? Then when you shift, a blow-off valve opens up, relieves all that pressure, which is good because then you've let off the gas. The turbo is no longer being fed that energy that it needs to keep spinning fast. And so that pressure has to go somewhere. So a blow-off valve just lets that into the atmosphere, right? I even made the cool sound. But what happens when you don't run a blow-off valve is you go all woo daddy, and like flooring it and building up boost, and then you shift, your throttle plate closes, there's nowhere for that boostos to gozos, and guess where it goes? Out the turbo. And your turbo doesn't want to spin that direction. It wants to keep spinning this way to push air in, and then when air pushes this way, it tries to go backwards, and you get this, I think it sounds really cool, this like whoosh, doo, 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 doo sound. Yeah. It sounds really neat, but it's not so good for your turbo.
You asked about that in my car the other day, but I'm only when I'm at low boost.
Yeah. But then also one benefit of it is then you retain more boost between shifts. So if you shift quick enough, you still should have plenty of boost in the charge pipes. Mike says, going to Utah in October for Octane Academy. Can't wait. Mike, you should come stop by. We're literally like
on the way out.
Yeah, and we're like 30 minutes away from Utah Motorsport Campus. You should seriously come say hi. Danger to manifold, yes, sir.
All right, we got another question from Juan. What would you choose, a high air filter or intake?
Probably for right now, just an air filter. Honestly,
unless you plan on going a little more crazy.
Yeah, stock air boxes are highly efficient.
That what is it, 350 wheel, 400 wheel with a stock air box?
But they're very efficient.
Yeah.
Kyle says, do you guys have any sponsorships available? I'm down for a full wrap. No.
Speaking of wraps, that's what's happening to a car in front of us.
There's literally a wrap going on right here. Not like a chicka wrap, like a the sound effects make everything better.
It's funny because it's actually our boss doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun over there.
No, we kind of do sponsors. I don't know. Sponsors are weird.
Send us a proposal to marketing at RallySportDirect.com and actually have a good proposal. Not a, hey man, what can you do for me? It's a, what can you do for us?
I'll tell all my Subaru friends about you guys. I had one where a guy hit me up and he said, I live in a town with like 3 people and I'm the only one with a Subaru here. And I feel like I could represent you guys very well. And the only thing that I thought in my head was like, to who?
To who?
Like, who are you representing to?
Bill down the road is going to be so jealous when he hears me drive by and go.
Robert says, what would be the first set of mods on a GTR? Depends on what you want to do, man. Access port or just some kind of tune. Dude, people do like intakes, downpipes, like full turbo back exhaust, like bigger injectors. They do a flex fuel kit, run E85 in a tune, and holy butthole, those things are fast. Like you will like blow your, dilated.
Fall out.
It will fall out.
But no, like it's like what people are doing to the GTRs is they're very basic mods, and they're able to get to 600, 700, 800 wheel horsepower without going through too much effort. But beware that you will be paying the GTR tax because that's just what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the GTR tax is for real. Ryan says, don't buy a 09 GTR, LOL.
Oh, Secret Asian again. Got a good one.
What?
Our autocross and track events plentiful in the Salt Lake City area.
Yes.
Yeah,
so Secret Asian,
you may be our new best friend soon.
We have a pretty strong autocross group here locally, a rally group. So basically SCCA, right, the Sports Car Club of America, has a pretty decent presence here. I'm not going to say it's not like going to California or Texas or Florida or something where they hold nationals and shit. But it's good, right? And then because we are so close to the Utah Motorsport Campus, which is how long is the track? I don't know.
At full length, it's 4.5 miles.
It's a big track, out in the middle of nowhere. And it's a very beautiful track, actually very well done and a lot of fun. And there's always events going on out there, whether you're into, go-karting, trophy trucks, race cars,
they have everything
drifting.
out there now.
It's a motorsport campus, and that's the idea, and it's just starting out. So the backstory is there's an old fat man named Larry H. Miller who was
God rest his soul.
Yes, who was a very awesome guy. Yeah, everyone's like, really a cool guy. He used to own our local jazz or local basketball team called the Utah Jazz. Really an awesome guy, just a good guy. Anyway, he had this idea in his head. He's like, I want to build a racetrack because.
And he's like, I just want to do it for like me because I love motorsport.
And then, and then they're like, well, let's open it up to the public. So they did. And it was called the Miller Motorsport Campus. His name was Larry H. Miller. Unfortunately, he passed away. And his another member of his family took it over. I think they passed away. And now,
Roger.
Now it's, I think, the company who owns Geely or Volvo, the company called Geely. They're based out of China. I think, again, I don't know all the details.
They have a subsidiary called My Time.
My Time, that's right. My Tai. I think they're buying it and they're making it truly a motorsport campus for everything motorsport. And they're going to be doing big things out there. But yes, there is absolutely a ton of automotive stuff out here. It's just big. Salt Lake's a big, I would say, compared to like Colorado, and, if you're into Subarus, it's like Salt Lake City, Colorado, Vermont.
The Pacific Northeast.
But then the difference is you have your Pacific Northwest and like northern states.
Yeah.
Those guys are like, oh, what's up, buddy, Canadians?
I just got a Subaru to have a Subaru.
Hey, wait, why am I speaking Australian?
I don't know.
Whatever. They're just the weird people. Colorado and Utah are definitely like pretty hardcore enthusiasts with a lot of, more motorsport style builds. So.
And like I'm going to someone who owns a business out there said, remember, it may seem like it's 100 miles out, but it only takes you 30 minutes to get back.
Yes.
So don't think it's a far place to go out. But if you're coming from like Florida, I'm sure you go to a bunch of racetracks that are down there in the southeast, so you'll be fine.
Yes. Pacific Northeast. Yes.
Yeah. Pacific Northeast, the Atlantic Northwest. All right, Cam.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Someone's saying I have to do a compound turbo setup next.
Yeah, I saw that.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's end this thing. Because I don't know. We've been the worst for the last
because here's the thing. Since you've adapted this new video format, we're trying to get used to it and into the rhythm of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's absolutely awesome for what it's doing in the viewerships because people are seeing what they finally want to see.
Maybe. And
this is pretty freaking awesome. And it's just us getting used to the rhythm of everything that's going on because of
basically
what
I was out driving the GTI, giving a review on camera. I came back and I'm like, I have 20 minutes to get this set up and going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, I guess we'll just do it live. Talk about the meet in 3 weeks. Thanks, Lane.
Yeah, Lane, thank you.
Go ahead, Pumpkin, you know all the info.
All right, so it's our annual Eat Greet car meet that we have going on. This is
this ain't no time to eat greet, you'll call me?
This is number 9.
What, is it really?
This is going on for 9 years.
That's insane.
You're old.
I remember when we used to provide food for everybody. We would literally buy food for every single person there.
Then people would complain.
Well, yeah.
I want more than 2 slices of pizza. Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyways, so it's going to be on June 16th. It's going to be an evening meet, afternoon evening meet. It starts at 4 p.m. There will be sun, so wear sunblock. No one it's going to be snowfall on June 16th. But anyways,
a hailstorm,
we have 13 manufacturers who are confirmed. Sorry, as of an hour ago, 14 coming out. Huge raffle, and announced today we're in partnership with Scrapefest for all the local people here. They will be running our car show portion this year. So if you want to get into the car show and have a reserved spot to be up towards where all the cool kids are, you have to go to our event page, click on the link to go reserve, And I heard from Joe, who's the head person over at Scrapefest, is that some like cool kid decided to put 50 entries in and like crash the system.
Oh, that's dope.
Don't do that. You're only one person, one email. That's it.
Don't be a dumb head.
So we have a lot of stuff going on.
We have a lot of vendors that are coming down. I say vendors. I should say manufacturers. So like Exedi.
Then you have Race Performance.
What's that?
Oh, crap. What's the name? No, Race Technologies. Race Technologies, the Brembo.
Why don't you just say
Brembo? Well, because that's what their actual company name is.
I know, but no one knows what Race Technologies is. It sounds like your name is some like spam company from like Indonesia or something. Like those emails I get, they're like
richbestproducts.com.
Yeah, no, it's like, hi, I am.
If my computer wasn't like being a piece of crap right now, I could go and grab it.
I provide you best metallurgy crankshaft.
All right, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. All right. Or actually, you know what? Pull it up for the people up over here.
You do it.
No, I don't know the hotkeys.
Well, what are you talking about?
Oh, man.
I wish you knew what you were doing. Now everyone's leaving. I'm like, bye, you guys suck.
Yeah, of course. You know, it gives you 3 events. Anyways, go on right here. All right. It is. One more second. All right. So we've got DBA. They're giving away a set of front and rear brake pads.
Oh, you're going to go over this whole list? I'll be back in a minute.
Koyorad, oil cooler, MagnaFlow, gift certificate, Manly Performance, $100 gift certificate towards Manly products purchased through RSD and a swag bag. Moroso, they're giving away a air oil separator. Then we got Race Technologies, Brembo for you, Rick. And then we got Redline Synthetic Oil, gift certificate, Scosi Industries, a boom bottle speaker. That'll be tight. Then we got StopTech, who has a select sport axle front pack. That includes pads, rotors, and I believe lines. Don't take my word for that right there. Then we got Tane, that's coming. They're giving away an Advanced Z coilover kit. Tomei, a TI muffler system. Weds wheels, they're coming out. They're giving away a set of Weds Sports lug nuts. Whiteline, a $500 freaking gift card. You know what you can buy for $500? $500 worth of stuff through Whiteline. And then we got Exedy. Don't know what they're giving away yet either. And then as for food trucks, we have Fior wood-fired pizza. We all love pizza. Kona Ice, it's going to be hot, be cool. We got Rickles. They got great Phillies. Then we got Thieves Eats, which makes everything else nice and happy in your tummy.
Sorry, my hands are a little dirty. By the time you started and finished, I actually swapped the Focus RS motor in the WRX.
Dude, that'll be so fun.
Oh,
yeah, Secret Nation, make it out there before then, and then come and talk to Rick, and he will personally give you a high five.
Maybe not. Anyway, okay. Travis says, Tomei guys are the nicest dudes on the planet.
Yes, they are.
They're very Japanese, and very, very nice. I never know if I should like do this to them, or like if you ever guys dealt with like Japanese business people when they pretend this was like
a business card.
Okay, so pretend like you were giving me a business card. So this is me the first time I met a Japanese dude. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. Put it in my pocket, just shove it in there. Yeah. I think the guy like actually wept a tear.
And he just like,
what you're supposed to do, something like this. And then I think you like acknowledge and like look at it, like seriously look at it, like, oh, admire the quality. Yep. And then,
carefully.
Something. Yeah, and then like, treat it with respect.
Yeah, because that is their personal information, and that is one of the utmost respectful things that you can do for someone from Japan.
Yeah.
But we're American, we don't care.
No, screw that.
Yeah, throw it on the ground. Yeah. Oh, another meet that we have coming up, it's not ours, but it's coming up next week, is ISS out at Utah Motorsports Park.
I'll be there.
You will be there. Should I be there?
Me go, yeah.
I'm just going to make you go, and I'm not going to go. No, I'm going.
Oh, Kevin says, bow with your hands to your side if you're a dude. If you bow with your hands in front of you, you're a woman.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't care. I'm about as big as a Japanese girl, so.
That is true.
Yep. Anyway, okay, we appreciate you guys watching. Hope everyone has a good, happy, long weekend.
Memorial Day weekend.
This is a good time to start modifying your car. If you haven't yet, do something for your car. Do something
The weather's nice.
The weather's nice. It's if you guys wait too long, and it's going to be like 178 degrees thanks to global warming. So now is the time to do it. Get out. What are you going to do to your car this weekend? You at least finally fix your WRX.
Yeah, I know. I fixed it after 2 months, and it fixed itself by just changing the oil.
I've been looking at stereo stuff. and maybe suspension stuff.
You have suspension that you haven't installed. Install it this weekend.
I just don't know.
Come to my house. Not really.
No.
Yeah, come to my house.
You know that's not going to happen.
You can use my jack. No, you just bring it here and do it here.
It's exactly what I would
bastard.
do. Anyway, hope you guys all have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend.
Yes. And treat your significant other with So we're still on YouTube?
Yeah, always.
All right, bye YouTube.
Well, because this gets,
YouTube was good.